Now listen, are you ready to increase your beat sales on your beat site? Have you been trying to increase your beat sales and the money's not coming in the way you want it to come in? You be seeing other producers at the top of the charts making all this money. Your beats is just as good, but you're not making the money they're making. So the money's there. Producers are making over $34,000 per day just using the My Flash Store player. So if you count the other players, probably $50,000 a day in beat sales, and you're not getting as much as that as you would like, then listen to this video because I'm going to give you a way and some ways in order to increase your sales now. Now here's the thing: you can wait to next year, next month, next millennium, 10 years from now, or you can get this money right now. It's so much money circulating that, man, you could really change your life overnight. You can go from making zero to making a good amount of money, maybe thousands of dollars in beat sales practically overnight. I've seen guys do it. Somebody just tweeted me and was like, yo, I just uploaded my beats and sold 3 beats already. So you may be saying, well, Postman, how do I do it? I've been trying to do it. Well, here's the thing. It's not always evident to us when we're in it. How do we make the change to improve what we're doing? A lot of times we need outside eyes to look at it and say, okay, here's what you need to do, and you'll see the increase. So I ask for help all the time. I text my mentor all the time when it comes to business and marketing and sales and say, hey, man, how do I do this? Take a look at this for me. I had him just take a look at one of my sites and say, how can I increase the sales on it? And he gave me some tips because he knows more than me. And I listened to him, and the sales are going to increase. One time I did that and made $15,000 in sales the next day just by listening to one thing he told me to do. So that's just the way it goes. You understand what I'm saying? So when you're trying to sell beats online, you need a beat site. So if you don't have a beat site, you ain't going to make no money. So you got to have a beat site. And let's say you got a beat site. You say, man, I got beats on it. Now it's just not generating the revenue that I'd like it to make. And the thing is that it's so much money being made that you literally can do this as a full-time job. You can quit your job and do this if it's making the right amount of money. But if you're only making a little bit of money today, how do you think in the future somehow more money is going to be made if you're doing the same things? And that's the problem. You think some magic fairy is going to throw dust on your beat site and then more money is going to start coming out. You're going to get some lucky break. It's not going to happen. You got to do different things today, right now, than you did yesterday, or you're going to get the same results, which is very little money. Now, listen, if you're tight on money, I know it can be hard out here. You got bills to pay. You got debt racking up. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of the stuff that you have to pay, you got dreams. You got stuff you want to buy. You want to invest in more sounds and more equipment. And you want to make more beats, improve your beat site. You want to be able to get a studio, drive a better car. These are things that we dream about. So you want to reach those dreams. But right now you're being tugged with every single dollar you make, or most of the dollars you make go right back into paying bills and stuff. So you can't get ahead. So that's why they call it the rat race. So you got to get out of that because you have the biggest opportunity to get out of it than anybody else that I've ever seen, because you have a catalog full of beats that are valuable that people are spending money on right now. You just got to know the techniques, a few different tweaks that you got to do in order to get the sales flooding in. Now let me talk to you right now. Now, you probably want to post, well, you have this freaking microphone. Okay, well, let me be honest. The cool thing to do right now is to have a microphone in like a podcast type of thing. So I'm just I thought it looked cool, so that's why I got the microphone. Usually I do it without the microphone, but I do it with the microphone on the side somewhere. So I'm like, okay, that looks pretty cool. People do the little microphone thing. Anyways, the key is that you need money. You have all these beats that you spend all this time making, and you need people to buy them in order to put money in your bank account. You want to fill your bank account up with cash. You need cash money in your bank, not cash money in theory in your mind. You need it in your bank so you can do what you love to do and be free. It's painful when you got bills and it's sucking your money down, and you looking and you go, damn, I can't even do what I got to do. And you ever had them times where it's like you making money, you working hard, you doing all this stuff, and then you look up, you pay a couple bills, and you're like, dang, I'm back down low. And then you look and you got more bills on top of that. And I'm like, I can't even pay the bills that I got. It's like, man, how do you get from underwater? Well, if you keep working every day, obviously it's just going to get deeper and deeper in the hole. If all you do is work a 9 to 5, that's obviously going to get you deeper in the hole, because that ain't going to change nothing. And it sucks that you work so hard and you still are below or barely treading water, and then it's like, well, what's the other solution? Well, the solution is you have to sell something, because you got to be able to make profit. You got to be able to make way more than you need to spend. A job generally pays you what you need, and maybe if you got a good enough job and your bills are low enough, you can save a little bit every month. But most people aren't able to do that. They just kind of go from check to check, one paycheck away from being on the street. So you don't want to be that way. So even if you are that way now, the best thing you could do is to have a beat site, have beats, because you're gifted and you were created to make this type of music. Everybody can't do it. And then to learn how to get artists to buy them. Now, as you've guessed, it's not enough to just put beats on a website and say, okay, I'm going to make all this money. Because if you've done that, you know it doesn't work. You put beats on a website and it's not selling. You go, I don't understand. And I can't get, how do I get traffic there? And you may even got some traffic courses possibly from me, and you got some traffic, and you still, but the beat site is the sales. You may got an email list. You may have done these things and you're still not seeing the sales that you want to see, the money that you want to see. And the reason, there's multiple reasons. One, the reason is a lot of times it's just certain things aren't connecting in your music production business. So it's like you may have ads, you may have follow-up system, you may have a beat site, but they're not all synergistically working together. We call that synergy, to where it produces money. See, you should be getting money every single day, consistent and predictably. Like, it should be, to me, no month that you don't make 5 figures from beat sales. That's my personal opinion, because the money's there. It's being made. It's just not being made by you. It's going into somebody's bank account. Why not your bank account? And you say, Post, you make it sound so easy. Well, it's easy if you know what to do and the right things to do. If you don't know what to do, you keep trying to figure it out. And that's the thing. You say, man, I got so much, I spend so much time learning. I go through courses, then I have to implement all the stuff, then I have to test it and try it, and it doesn't all work out for me. Or you spend money on ads and you don't know whether the money's coming back or not. You don't know, whether you lost money or maybe you did lose money. You don't even know. You're not sure what's going on. And so all these things are happening at the same time as you trying to figure out, how do I get to the next level? How do I get to finally live my dreams? You see other producers online doing it. They showing you pictures of Ferraris and Lambos and buying houses. And you're like, man, I'm just as good as them. What's going on? Like, or maybe if not as good, you might be better at making beats than they are. So what is it? And they had no more opportunity than you did. It's not like that they are, somehow had millions of dollars to spend and that's how they got there. Most of those guys that I know behind the scenes, they started with nothing and just a beat site and a dream and some beats just like you do. So what's the difference? How do you go from where you are to making that change? Well, first of all, you got to know that it's possible. Do you really in your heart believe that you can be struggling right now, selling beats, struggling with money, and then just like that life that you live is over with? I'm telling you, it's possible. That life, you'll never even remember what it was like to struggle. You understand? Because you can hit a button now with the internet, and let's say you start selling 10, 20, 30 beats a day. Boom, life changed just like that. Never look back. You understand? That's how it works. It'll never look back again and go, man, now you dreaming about bigger and bigger things and you go to bigger and bigger heights. You say, Postman, but hey, how do I do it? How do I do it? I'm ready. But you have to truly be ready. You have to be willing to do anything. And you have to say, okay, I'm ready to make that change. Let me tell you, I remember being that struggling producer, not knowing how I was going to make a penny. You understand what I'm saying? But what I did was make a decision that no matter what, I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to do this. And like I said, you can go. I've showed PayPal screenshots from years ago where I went from almost nothing to making $500-$600 a day, and it's documented, verified screenshots. So it's possible, but it's just it's just like my mentor told me. It's these tweaks. It's just knowing the small tweaks that you need to do because you're close and you're closer than you think. Because generally breakthroughs, when you really start to feel like, man, I've been doing this, I'm frustrated. You're around the brink of a breakthrough. And then the breakthrough comes and it's like, dang, it's a whole new world. But until that breakthrough, you're like, man, I'm ready to quit. I'm ready to give up. Like, man, I've been trying. I'm frustrated. This stuff don't work. Does it really work? Why? But but in your heart, to keep going because you're seeing other producers make it. So it's like, that's confirmation that it's possible. But the question is, how do you do it? Well, the real secret to this, the real secret gumbo to making this work is just having somebody, and this is what I find, this is honestly the truth, is having somebody experience to just tell you, do this, do that, and boom, and it happens like that. Because when you try to do it on your own and just try to figure it out and learn just through courses, those things are good, but it's a lot easier to have somebody just tell you, do this, do that, make that change, because they see already what you're doing wrong. And for us, it's difficult to see ourselves what we're doing wrong. And also, we get stuck in our own habits, which means that we do things a certain way. So you need someone fresh with the fresh eyes to say, hey, man, just do this. You're close. Oh, that's what you're doing wrong. You understand what I'm saying? So in my opinion, that's the thing that's going to set you to that next level faster than anything else in the world. You say, well, Post, how do you know it? Because that's what I did. Instead, I was trying so hard and frustrated. How do I do this? I can't figure it out. And what am I doing wrong? And sometimes I just ready to give up. Sometimes I just be so tired. And then I'm working too hard at this thing not to be making the money that I want to be making. So then I remember texting my mentor one time, just what do I do here? I'm trying to do this thing, to sell this thing. It's not working. And he looked at it and sent me literally 2 lines of text of what to do. Oh, just do this. I did that. Like I said, I made $15,000 in sales in over the next 2 days. You know what I'm saying? Just by switching something, because he knew that, oh, that's what you're doing wrong. Just try this. And it was something so small and so simple, but I would never known. I would have went on struggling to try to sell this thing for the longest. So what I'm saying is that's the real value, not just in buying courses, not just in finding out techniques from YouTube or Google or all that stuff. It's having someone look at your stuff personally and say, here's how to apply this to what you're doing. Just do this. Do you understand what I'm saying? And then, I always tell this story about a producer I still remember to this day because it was so dope. He hit me up, was like, man, I'm trying to sell beats. I've been trying. He was so frustrated. And he was like, man, I've been trying. I'm using your stuff. I'm getting artists. They're not buying. What's going on? I said, here's your problem. It literally was 3 lines. Do this. It was only one thing he had to do. I said, just do this. And he did that, and he hit me back like, yo, I got 5 sales that next day after I made the change that you said. And it was very simple changes. Very simple. I said, oh, that's what your problem is. Literally, it was something so small, but he couldn't see it. And he would have, and if he would have never asked me, if I would have never told him, he would have never figured that out. I mean, it probably would have took him 8 months to figure that out. And like I said, he could not sell his beats. And then, like I said, the next day he sold 5 beats just by me telling him. You say, Postman, how is that even possible? That's fake. No, it's a real story. It happened. And I have so many other cases documented. Because, the thing that I have the advantage of is more so than any producer on the internet is that I have a community of producers who make a lot of money selling beats online. So behind the scenes, I see what all the successful producers are doing. And I say, oh, that's what's working. And because I see them doing the same stuff, even though they don't know what each other's doing. You don't know what the other producers are doing behind the scenes. I know because they all come to me. So I'm looking like, oh, okay, that's how many sales you got. That's what you're doing. Oh, that's working. And I can just tell you exactly what's working, not what I think will work, not what might work. I say, hey, man, this is what's working. Do this. And boom, you do it, and there you go. So that's the fastest way to make a ton of money selling beats on the internet. And fast. Your life can change like this. It really can. I mean, it's so amazing and phenomenal how fast human being's life can change financially and in other areas. But we're just talking about money and beat sales. Once a person believe and say, okay, I'm going to do whatever it takes, period. I don't care. Back against the wall. I'm ready to go for this. Now, if you say, Postman, but I've emailed you before and I know you're busy. How can I get you to look at my stuff? Well, I'm glad you asked that. So, I decided I'm going to do a money-making mastermind. Now, this isn't like a mastermind where I'm teaching and preaching and all that stuff. This is purely a review mastermind where I'm just going to look at your stuff. I'm going to look at it and tell you exactly what to do in order to make more money and make more beat sales. So the whole thing is me going over beat sites and going and saying, okay, do this, and you'll make more money. And not only will you get the benefit of me looking at your beat site, you're also going to be able to look at other people's beat site and get ideas from them and say, oh, and once I teach them what to do, you'll also be able to apply that to yourself. So this is a money-making mastermind. This is for producers who want to make real money, make big money, selling beats on the internet, and I'm going to personally look at your stuff and give you personal attention. Now, I know A lot of producers, they love the masterminds we do where I'm teaching and do it yourself type of stuff. But this one is not that. This is about me looking at what you're doing specifically. Give me your beat site. Let me hear your beats. Now, here's what you do to make some more money, to make more money. Here's what you need to do specifically. Now, if that's not interesting to you, then we're having a mastermind. And I got to look up the date. Make sure I get this date right. I don't want to stay on here and be like, hey, here's the date. And then, so we're having a mastermind. In fact, just look at the page. I'll put it on the page of the date of the mastermind, the day and time. It's going to be coming up really soon. We're going to do it. And it's going to be something where I'm not going to be having 100 people on because I have to personally look at your B site. I'm not going to be on here for 10 hours doing this. So it's first come, first serve. And if you get on this, if you're able to get on, trust me, it's about getting this money. We're not talking about no theory. We ain't talking about nothing but how do I put money in your pocket? How do you get money put in your pocket? We're talking results, nothing else. It's not about traffic. It's not about email lists. It's about how do you, whether it is if you need traffic, we'll talk about that. If you need follow up, we'll talk about that. But the thing is, how do you make more money today? How do you put more money in your pocket now? What do you need to do specifically? And if you feel lost, you feel like, man, I haven't been able to make the type of money I want to make, then it's not because the money's not there. So you have to just be real with yourself. It's not because the money's not there. The money, people are buying beats. I just saw a producer buy a house and a goddamn new Beamer off selling beats online. So if the money's there, the question is why the money's not coming to you. And the money can come to you now and fast and furious if you just make a few different changes and a few things that you're doing wrong. You know you're doing something wrong if you want to make a certain amount of money and you're not making it. But you can't see it with your own eyes. You need a professional, somebody to tell you just do this. And like I said, make the changes. So if that's something that you want to do, which I think you do, you want to be on this money-making mastermind. It's going to be, you're going to be able to see me. It's not going to be, like I said, you don't have to worry about it's not going to class or nothing like that. You're going to see me just like this live. I'm going to say, give me your beat site. What you doing? Let's look at it. Here's how you make the changes. Here's how you're going to sell. You're going to tell me, hey, this is my problem. This is what I've been having and the issue. I'm going to say, here's what you're doing wrong. Here's how to do it right. Here's how to make money in your pocket now. That's the whole theme of this, is how to make money now. You understand, with your B site. Not how to make money in 6 months and how to make money in years from now or next month. How do you put money in your pocket now from your beat site? And that's what we're going to be talking about. And I'm going to be dealing with you specifically. I'm dealing with you specifically, your beat site, your beats, how to put money in your pocket now. So if that's what you want to do, sign up for this thing. Again, we're going to limit it to probably about 10. That's still a lot, maybe 5. But, right now I got it at 10. But I'm thinking I might just do 5 so we can get in, give you real personal attention. At the most, we'll do 10 producers. It's going to be sold out, in the next probably 5 minutes. As soon as it goes out to over, 40, 50,000 producers, 45,300 something producers see this. So, it's going to be a lot of producers see it. And then I'm only going to have like 10 slots. So we usually set out within 10 minutes, something like that. And again, we're not going to have a whole lot because this is personal attention. This is me consulting you personally to see what you need. So, again, this is a group mastermind. The time and date is on the page, so just look at that. But man, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a phenomenal. You don't want to miss this one. This is one of them ones that you do not want to miss. All right. So again, sign up. If you saying I'm here right here with beat sales right now every single day, I want to get here, but there's a gap there that it's like, yo, I don't know how to close that gap fast and quickly. I can tell you, here's how you close the gap. And that's what you need. Just do 1, 2, and 3. Now, you could spend your time going through hours and hours of courses, video courses, Googling, YouTubing, trial and error. That will get you there too. I'm not saying you can't get there on your own. You're a smart person. You'll get there on your own, but how long will it take you? You on this mastermind so you can cut that time in less than half. You can cut that. You taking that time and throwing it out the window, and now you're getting there at lightning speed. So you're going from here to here. This is where you are. This is where you want to be. Now I'm going to show you how to get there now, and as opposed to you trying to figure it out on your own. And that's the value of experience, is that someone can just say, do this. My mentor did that for me. I'm doing it for you. So sign up. We have limited spaces. And again, if you're not able to to be on this, man, I'm telling you, you missing out, because this is the opportunity of a lifetime. It's time to stop BSing. It's time to stop saying, well, I'm going to do this one day and all this whole stuff. You got to stay engaged in this. And this is an opportunity for you to personally get your stuff worked on. And then you can ask me any type of question as well. You know, we're masterminding, and we're going to have other successful producers in there as well. So this is something that you want to be a part of. So again, click the link down there and sign up. And we're going to do this. I'm going to work with you. The theme is make money now. We're going to make money now. You know what I'm saying? How do we make money now? And that's what we're going to be talking about. So, again, go down there. Again, I can't promise no particular amount of money that you're going to make or nothing like that, because that's against the law. But what I can tell you is that I'm going to be looking at your beat site personally and telling you do this, this, and this. And I know it works because I've seen it work over and over and over and over again. And now, finally, you can start to get and live the type of life that you want to live. And that's just what it's about. So be on this mastermind. Come function with me, man. The master of this thing. They say the godfather of beat selling. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, man, just click that link down there, man. I'll see you there at the mastermind. If not, man, blessings to you. Hopefully I do, man, because it's time to make a change, man. New year coming around soon. It's time to make that change, man. So if you're ready to make that change, live your dreams, go ahead and click that. Let's get it. See you on the mastermind.